let's talk about the relationship between biological science with the other related fields. So here we talk about the interrelationship, how the biology science relates with the other fields in our daily life. So the first field which we are going to relate with the first one is the veterinary medicine. So veterinary medicine, this is the branch of medicine that deals with the diseases of all animals. So here we see that this branch deals with the diseases, the medicine that are needed for the animals in case of various situations of diseases. So doctors that treat animals are called veterinarians. So the veterinarians are trained to prevent, diagnose and treat illness in large and small animals. So their work is variable because many animal diseases can be transmitted to humans. Example, rabies, tuberculosis, malaria, this is rabbit fever, anthrax and others are some of the diseases that can be transmitted to humans. So they learn this through the study of biology. So we can see here how they are related, is even how they make these medicines. They have to study the animals, and we can only study the animals through this study of biology. And the second one is that in agriculture, the process of growing plants, so crop and the animal diseases and pests can only be overcome by applying biological knowledge. As we've said that in agriculture, the process of growing plants and keeping animals. So the crops and the animal diseases that can occur can be overcome by this applying this knowledge we get from the biology. Here it means that we know what are the features of the living things, what are the conditions that can affect these living things, example, the diseases which can affect them, medicines that can be created, and pests that can be created to overcome these problems. So we all learn this through the knowledge of biology. So this is how we relate agriculture with biology. The other part or the other field is forestry. So forestry, this is the study of keeping and reserving the forest. So the forest is mainly made up of those trees, shrubs, and the other plants. So biology helps us in improving the qualities of trees through manipulating the genetic constitution of various plant species. So as we've seen currently, there is this manipulating the genetic constitution of particular plant species, which has made the hybrids of these plants. We've seen that there are hybrids of various plant species. So the climate and the soil and the water determine the type of plants to be grown, which entirely applies in biological knowledge. As biology signifies or experiences mostly in the lives, all the characteristics of the plant species, their classification. So we all know the climate, the soil and the water that can be needed for these plants. So the use of biology control combat tree pests also applies the biological principles. So the various pests that can affect the plants, they are controlled by the knowledge of biology, as there is the principles obtained from the biology help create these biological pest control. So the other one is pharmacy. The drugs that are made, the pharmacy, this is actually the field of drug making. So the drugs are made depending on the chemical composition of the body of organism and how they can react with such medicines. So you can't know all these except by through the knowledge of biology, and the biology has various branches there which we get to know the various principles and gain knowledge about all these things. So the knowledge of biology helps us to know the effects of drugs on the living things, how the drugs are affecting the living things in the study of pharmacology, and the possible remedies to be taken, possible ways and how to maintain these processes. So, and the last one is that nutrition. The knowledge of biology helps you to identify the type of food required by individual based on its quality and quantity. As nutrition, this is the study of obtaining of nutrients needed by the living thing. So the knowledge of biology enables us to know the type of food that are required by the individual or an organism in its quality and quantity, as the nutrients are important for growth and development, and without nutrients organisms cannot survive. So these are just of the few fields where biology is related to. There are other many fields where biology is related to. I hope these few makes up sense of how biology relates to other fields. Thank you for listening. I hope it's clear and it's very useful. Thank you.